Hey, what's up, guys? This is Alex Demczak, and this message is for St. Andrews. I know you guys are out of your routine right now. Things are kind of crazy. You're doing online classes. I think it was January 13th. I was speaking with you guys this past year, just a few months ago. I mean, we talked about being a positive leader throughout the school year, leading your team, whatever organizations you're involved with at school. Being a leader that will carry over into the future. We couldn't have predicted this. We really couldn't have predicted the magnitude of this coronavirus. But I just wanted to send you a quick encouragement because right now, I mean, everyone's being impacted, but we have so much downtime. We have so much time it's just different. It's not our normal routine. And so I just wanted to share a few things that I'm trying to do to focus on that maybe hopefully will encourage you just so that you can continue to be positive throughout this whole school year. Because I know there's certain things in your life that have been negatively impacted because of this virus. It's just a reality of life right now. And so I wanted to share just 3 things that hopefully encourage you where you're at in your life. So point number 1, the first thing I want to share is a quote that I've always I think maybe you've heard before, but I think this is a great time to revisit it. The quote is this: life is 10% what happens to me, but 90% how I react. You hear that? Life is 10% what happens to me, but 90% on how I react to the situation in life. And you can apply this to any part of your life, but especially now. We can't control this virus in a lot of ways. Obviously, we can quarantine, we can stay home, we can wash our hands, all these things that we can do. But for the most part, we can't control a lot of the outcomes of people getting sick and things like that. We can't control that school's canceled or online, and we can't play our sport. We can't do all these different things. But we can control our response. And even though it's hard in a time like this to stay positive and to be optimistic, we have the chance to do that because coronavirus, even though it can get people sick, it can't really impact our attitude. And the 10% of what's happening, it's out of our control. And so we just have to continue to stay positive, even though we're not in control of it. And so I know things in your life are maybe hectic right now. You're stressed out. What does the next few months look like? We don't know. But my challenge to you is, how will you respond during this time, during this drought, right? How will you respond in the drought so that then during the harvest, you can reap the fruit? Number 2, the second principle I want to share with you is this: use this time to get better. And for you, that might look different than me. For your friend, it might look different than you. But what does it look like in your life for all this downtime and this different time that we're in? How can you get better in some area of your life? I've heard a quote also that has impacted me that says, you can either get better or get worse every day, but you can never stay the same. So think about it. Every single day, you're either getting better or you're getting worse, but you don't stay the same. So what if you were to look back on this time of the coronavirus and you said, you know what? Yeah, things were hard. It was different, but I got through it and I actually got better in certain areas of my life. I took this downtime, and instead of just, watching Netflix all day for 10 hours, I was intentional with my time. I started working on that college application. I started fill in the blank, getting better at your sport, doing footwork drills when no one else is that. I don't know what that is for you, but how can you get better in this time? Because I know life's going to go back to normal, and we're going to wish that we were intentional about this time. Don't slacken your schoolwork. Continue to work hard in those areas. And number 3, the third thing that I want to share with you guys, the last thing is this: you get to decide how you see this whole deal. You get to decide if it's going to be a negative or a positive. Coronavirus doesn't choose that for you. You get to decide, am I going to let this negatively define me, my school year, or am I going to see the positives? Because when you see a challenge and then you see an opportunity, if you think about it, challenge, opportunity, the only difference between these two is what? It's your perspective. A challenge and opportunity. So I might see it as a challenge, but also in that challenge, I can see an opportunity. And yes, this is a tough time. This is weird. It's uncharted, right? But there is opportunities for growth during this time. One thing that I've had to do, and maybe this is something that you want to do as well, literally in the mornings, when I have kind of my quiet time and devotional time, I literally, on this piece of paper, I've been writing down a gratitude list. And literally, I'm just writing down things that I am thankful for during this time, because it's really easy to get negative if you watch the news or you look on social media. I'm limiting my time on social media just for that reason. I want to put positive things in my mind. And so for you, maybe that looks like this. Get up in the morning and write a gratitude list and think about, what are all the things that I am thankful for? And so just remember, you're in control of your thoughts in that way. You get to decide what the voices you listen to. You get to decide if you're going to be positive or negative in this time. And I just want to encourage you to keep on fighting. Just the last charge to you here is that this will not last forever. This is not forever. And I know we need to remind ourselves of that, but we'll overcome this. We'll get through it. And I just want to challenge you, use this time to make the most of it. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your year and keep going strong. See ya.